Hello and welcome to another episode of me painting again. Oh yes, we are painting again. And get my yellow, cadmium yellow, bit of cadmium yellow. Gonna need that. Splodge on the palette. And when I say palette, I mean a plate. And yeah, so that's what I tend to use at the moment. I'm using the white gouache, the magic gouache, and then Cotman paints. And I throw in other, different ones. I've got a bit of a mixture. I'm not brand loyal. Certainly not brand loyal. I mean, who is brand loyal? It can't be anybody unless they're being given loads of free stuff. And suddenly they become brand loyal. Right, let's get going using my number 1-inch graduate flat wash brush. And let's put a bit of a sky in. So I want some of the white and blue, ultramarine blue, some of this blue, I think primary blue as well. Primary blue, ultramarine blue, and white. The white is what makes the paint opaque. So, let's think about this. This is quite a complex scene in a way. So we've got sky to about there. So I'm using a photo I took, but I'm also going to use imagination. A mixture, you see. It's a mixture. But this is going to just get the sky in first, and then it's like that. Yeah, something like that. And then the sky wants to come down a bit further, I think, more like to there. Yeah, so I'm getting white and blue. Building this up. And then what we'll do afterwards is then we'll start putting in. Maybe we'll put in a cloud. Yeah, so what we've got going is, I'll tell you what I'm going to try to do anyway. There is some bit of a hill, well, cliffside really, here and here. And then we've got a, actually, we want to bring that. Let's try bringing that to there. And then it goes up. Yeah, so we've got cliffside, and we've got a bridge going across. I thought it would be quite good to have a waterfall here, and a castle here. Then sort of a swooping rock face. Whoops. Sort of a swoopy. So we've got the waterfall going psh there. Psh. And then we've got the sea here. Or water. I'm seeing it as the sea anyway. and then rocks, castle. Well, I want the rocks to sort of have this sort of look, sort of almost swooping this side, just sort of upwards. And then maybe like a rock in front here. And then see what happens really. But that's basically it. That's the basic idea of it. So what I'm thinking is maybe I could have like a bit of a cloud in front of the castle. I either make the castle really dark here, or I put a cloud in front of it and make it lighter. I'm always thinking about how to make areas that I want visually shown. How do I make it pop out a bit more? How to make it interesting. The old picture making process is a challenge. Let's try it with a big cloud. This all goes there. I'm just using a bit of the brown and blue. Just grabbing a bit of burnt umber and some ultramarine blue. I might throw in some black. And I'm going to have cloud patterns. We've totally changed the sky now. I think it will help though. I think it will help. We don't want this to be too plain, do we? No. I tell myself no. So I think I'll start throwing in some colour. So let's use a bluey, more to the blue side. This sort of stone. Because we've got stone coming down here. Down there. In fact, we might as well darken this area now, because we're going to put water on top of it. Bit of brown, bit of blue, bit of black. And I'm going to bring out some of these shapes eventually. Eventually. Got a little bit more water in my colour because it wasn't really moving as much as I wanted it to. Something like there. And tempted to have some rock up there as well. And we can have browns, kind of browns and greens and things up there. Let's get the whole thing in, and we'll paint the castle in with a smaller brush. Don't want to use a big brush for the castle. The water, the sea. The sea, I want it to have a bit of greenness, a bit of a bluey green, blue, green and white. Not really showing that. Sap green, ultramarine blue, and a bit of white. Don't really think that's quite green enough, but I just want to put it on to see. Because it might be quite a good base colour for the sea. A bit more colour. Yeah, so there we go. Got it started. I've got to think about the light as well. Where is my light coming from? So what I originally thought, I want my light to come this way, so we would get quite nice darks on here, this side of the hills and stuff. And then maybe this would cast a little bit on this side, so it'd be still quite dark here, but then it would light up this side. That's something, for some reason we forget, cast shadows. I'm not sure why, because I did forget them quite a lot. I still sometimes forget about them. But I always have to remind myself. Don't forget that shadow's going to cast something. If it's going to cast a shadow along here, then that water needs to be darker. So if this is it's going to cast that shadow along there to about here. But you see how much better it looks as it dries, you'll see. At the moment, that doesn't look like anything, because it's all wet. But as it dries and it flattens a bit, you'll see what I mean. So, we need a bit of green. Because we've got grass growing up here. So I'll just throw some sap green up here. We'll have a road going off. Like I said, I am using some reference, but I have, well, have changed it quite a lot. I just used the idea and then change it. Photo I took, I think it was in Cornwall somewhere. Take it up to about there. Got some green on the other side as well, a bit of grass. It's quite nice. And then this starts to flatten and you start revealing what it looks like. And yeah, the main thing I'm thinking of is the light, the colour of the light. So if we have quite a warm light, I'm thinking like, say if we have a reddish, yellowish, sort of a almost a cadmium deep with some white in it. If we have that as our sunlight colour, we can start using that to brighten. Can't see it. So it's a warm yellow, orange. There we go. Sort of a warm sunlight colour. We can use that as our light when we start pulling the light up some of these areas that we want to brighten up. It probably needs to be a bit paler. Let's see what it looks like if we put it on this cloud. You do get a bit of a greenish twinge to it because of the blues, but I do like it. So I think it's a really good idea to experiment with colours and decide what you want. Whether you want it to be blended or not. Might leave that like that. A little bit of light on those clouds. Maybe a bit more there. Something like that. So I've got that cloud really bright, and then I could think I can make the castle in front of it dark. Right. I'll do for my clouds, I think. So, castle. It's made of stone. Think about that. It's made of stone. It is dark. It has a bridge to it. Oh, we haven't put the bridge in. Let's turn the page on its side, because I find I can do better lines this way, and we've kind of put this cloud there, but it doesn't matter, because we're going to have our bridge going across here. And then the structure of the bridge built into the rock. And you can see it better now. So I get that. Structure going. Because we need this castle to be, it needs to get fed by the other side, because that's where all the food has been coming from, on the other side of this. And there's this is where it is. Quite a tall part there, because they need to check out what's been going on out here. So they built a turret so they could see more. There's a bit of a tower there. And they added that because they got raided once, because they weren't looking along the bridge very well. They were looking so much down here, they forgot to look along the bridge. So I'm just making stuff up. And then the road goes along there. So there's the building. And I'm going to darken the cloud on this side. I'm just using some ivory black. Maybe they thought a while ago they needed some sort of a watchtower this side of the bridge as well, so they put one there as well. It's a gate for entry onto this bridge. Because of when they got attacked, they decided it was a good idea. Okay. Get some like really dark black almost. Just want to put some dark on this one side. Another tower there. This one is to look this way, this one's to look this way, that one's to look that way. And there's a tower on the far side that you can't see as well, which looks the other way. It's there. Yeah, over the time they've improved on it. What's that, an entrance thing? That could be the entrance there. And yeah, so I'll leave that like that for a minute, just let that all develop itself. And while that's doing that, I can grab some white and blue. I don't want it to be too bright because of the light is quite dark under here, but there is a lot of water coming down. It sort of comes down here and then it flows out there. Quite a lot. I can use a little bit of darker blue just to some of it will fade away anyway, as it does with this sort of paint. It will fade in the sea. Okay. Because we have still got light from above coming down, so it will light it up a little bit. But you'll see it start to fade a bit. So with some bluey black, I want to put a little bit of colour on this rock as well, here and there, on this shadow side of the rock. Not too much. A bit of the pinky colour where the light's starting to hit, that pinky orangey all along here. Now when I get that sort of shape, it's in there. All of oranges and reds and things in there. Going to use a little bit of this as well for the building. And that one. And this building as well. And there's a strip of light on top of this. And I'm going to get some green and yellow. Green, yellow and a bit of brown. Start putting in some probably gone a little bit too bright there. Bit of yellow ochre, I'll dull it a little bit. And on this side as well. Okay, start to sort of look at the whole painting, see if we need to modify things. I think the castle needs to be a bit more castle colour, a bit more brown in it. And the bridge as well. I still want there to be light on that side. A little bit in the window. I just want to move it around, so I can't quite get the top of the bridge. I want the light on that. And then this road as well can have light on. And get some bluey, browny, sort of grey. Get some of these areas. Down this cliff side. Yeah, that's looking a lot better. pretty cool actually if there was a bit more light on this area. And this sort of has lost its direction, I think, so I'm gonna do that like that. And we've got that splashing out. It's still quite light, I think. I think it needs a touch more. I just feel it's a little bit too light. You see, you get all these issues when you you do this sort of thing. When you're trying to develop something from nothing, it's so many like lighting issues. I think it's alright though. I think it's alright. I want a bit of more rock light there. So we've got the light there. We've got a bit of a tunnel here where the boats go in sometimes. And then there's another sort of cave there. And then one sort of there. And we can sort of bring this out. That and this piece. Because there's a bit of light there. And we've got the water. I mean, I could have a boat on down here. I've got a thing about boats at the moment. I'll just put a boat in. Always thinking, oh, maybe there's a boat there. So I've got some white and blue. Bit of white and blue. So we've got this shape and then it drags there. So we've got the water coming. It would sort of slop up the side of that, wouldn't it? I think it goes in there a little bit as well. maybe you can do that sort of. Splashing around, splash that around. There's some blue in it as well. Get some really dark blue and green. Blue and green. I'm just trying to look at that from a different angle. I want to build up some blues. Blues and greens in the water. I can also like pull stuff out, like the this rock. It can come out into there. Same with that one as well. That could go out. That could all come out there. And then that light area would go on top of it. I also want some different movement in this water. So there's a going across there. Break up that colour with some different greys and things in it. More sort of rock. Yeah, and what I was thinking is that there'd be a rock in front as well. Sort of here. And that could maybe have a bit of light hitting it. there. Well, yeah, you can keep going with this. Really go for some more and more detail. I want some more sort of light there. Think about shadows and stuff and changes. Some of this green, you can sort of break into the rocks with it. And then what I'd like to do is have a little bit dark on my brush and put in some little windows. We get windows all over. I could add a little flag on there as well, actually. Get some white orange. The flag there. There's someone in the castle. The flags are all on. Maybe there's a few. Got a few flags on there. There's somebody home. Maybe the flag's there as well. Yeah, so what I'm thinking as well, you can come in with all sorts of detail as well if you wanted to. I'm going to keep it quite I just want a bit more in this water. See, even though that's in the dark, I still want it to have a little bit of light. And then in the lightest light part, we can put in some proper light. Maybe this is rolling over. But yeah, that's the start of an idea. It's the start of something. Some potential idea. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I had quite a lot of fun creating this. I could still see things that I think I could improve on, but at the same time, you have to think about how long you're going to spend on one painting. Well, there's definitely more. There's always more, isn't there? There's always more you can do. Always. But I like the way that there is a lot of different layers in this painting. There's quite a lot of distance in it, which is what I do like that. In here and in there. Yeah, it's quite a nice little place to be. It's quite an interesting place, isn't it? It's got quite a lot of interesting lighting and things. I'm tempted to brighten this one side up a bit more. I think I'll leave it at that. Okay, so we've got that sort of feel coming on here, which is what I wanted. We've got the castle, we've got some water, some foreground elements, and you could keep going, of course. You could add a bit of grass and stuff. I'm going to dull that a little bit more than that. But yeah, you could add in some grassy bits, things like that. You can change things, adding in colour. Just tap it away that you don't want. Greenery. Browns in with the greens and the blues. Anyway, I had fun painting this one actually. I could keep going. For some reason I feel like I might as well just do it while we've got the paint going. I feel like this doesn't need to be there at all, so get rid of that dark. I feel like that one was just a bit too much. There we go. So I will say thanks very much for watching this one, and I'll see you at another one. Cheers, bye.